In 2022, NIO announced plans to create a sub-brand, codenamed Alps. At that time, I didn't quite understand why NIO, who hasn't quite figured out their main business yet, was already thinking about branching out. But today, 2 years later, when NIO's product lineup is complete, the first model of their sub-brand was finally here.
So cliche, I see the sparks you throw my way. I know your name is real.
This is the ONVO L60, yet another Model Y killer on the market. Although everyone with this attempt has ended up as fuel for Tesla's skyrocketing sales, this affordable coupe SUV might just have the best shot. So in this video, I'll share with you 6 pieces of the latest information about this car. I'm Harris, you're watching Matt EV. You can see that the exterior of the car is very similar to the Model Y, with similar lines, size, and the same overall layout with 4 wheels at the corners. Even the width of it is only slightly wider, which doesn't make parking and driving in cities more difficult. The intention behind this design is very clear, to maximize cabin space and aerodynamics. However, visually, the L60 looks a bit bonkier than Tesla, which is something that I will bring up again later in the video when I discuss its driving position. When it comes to the specific designs, besides the door handles and where they put ADAS cameras, ONVO decided not to follow NIO's design style. The front is similar to the Polestar 4, while the rear is closer to the BMW X4. The frameless side mirrors look excellent, and to better manage the airflow at the rear, a small ducktail has been added. They did not allow us to film the inside, but I've seen it, so let me describe it for you. Similarly, the interior does not have the new typical design philosophy. The screen is a horizontal one, which many people prefer, and it's pretty large. The instrument panel is nowhere to be found, like in a Tesla, but it comes standard with HUD, which is very useful. In order to add storage space and a pair of phone holders in the front row, the gear selector is a column shifter similar to Tesla's and different from NIO's paddle shifters. And like NIO, there's still no glove box. However, unlike NIO, the window controls have been changed from a confusing style to a more common one. There are also some small designs that need mentioning. For example, the ambient lighting, which is similar to that of the ES6, has hidden light sources in the dash. The central armrest has changed from NIO's reversible opening to a double opening design, and the seatbelts have matching color with the body paint. The overall craftsmanship and materials are slightly inferior to NIO's, but still better than Tesla's. So to sum up, the interior closely resembles Tesla's, yet it excels in quality and user-friendliness. Everyone's biggest concern regarding a coupe SUV is usually the rear seat. And for me, this is also the most surprising aspect of this car. The space is ample, the seats are comfortable, the seating position is reasonable, and there's even power backrest. Plus, if you remove the headrest of the front seats, it can even transform into a large bed. It can be said that these rear seats far surpass the Model Ys, which feel like benches. While achieving such a comfortable rear seat experience, the capacity of the boot is also comparable to Tesla's, although there's no frunk. When it comes to the front seats, because ONVO uses NIO's new generation of ultra-thin batteries, the driving position is no longer elevated. This is a good thing for someone like me, but as I mentioned earlier, ONVO's design is thicker than Tesla's, so the belt line cannot be made as low as Tesla's. So for shorter drivers, the cabin may bring some visibility issues, similar to some large petrol SUVs. And the roof of this coupe SUV is still a large piece of glass without sunshade, and it's uncertain whether it will have any feature to deal with sunlight. Just like the space, efficiency is also a selling point. We currently don't have any specific data, but according to the company, the drag coefficient and theoretical energy consumption will be lower than Model Ys. Maybe that's why they have the confidence to equip the L60 with just a 60 kWh BYD lithium-ion battery and a 90 kWh CATL ternary lithium battery, rather than the 75 kWh and 100 kWh batteries in new cars. But then again, because it uses a 900-volt silicon carbide platform, it's not too much a surprise that ONVO could be more efficient than Tesla. As long as they keep the drag and weight low, there's no reason L60 should consume more energy. As the ONVO is positioned lower than NIO, the dynamics went for a different direction. The suspension is a front MacPherson strut and rear filing structure, clearly designed for more cabin space. The rear is standard 19 inches with an option for 20 inches, obviously aiming towards comfort. And the HRS dampers with coil springs, similar to the ET5, obviously won't match up to CDC and air suspension. But of course, the final dynamic will depend on their tuning expertise. As for the powertrain, it will come in both rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive versions. Based on NIO's previously announced plans, the L60 should be equipped with a 100 kW front motor and a 240 kW rear motor. Whichever version, its power is slightly higher than the rear-wheel drive and long-range all-wheel drive versions of the Model Y. It's clear that ONVO doesn't want to make a performance version like Tesla did, because that's NIO's job. Compared to NIO, ONVO clearly has lower cost in terms of driver assistance. The LiDAR is replaced by a forward-facing 4D mm-wave radar, and the overpowered 4 Orin X chips will be cut down to 1 or 2. But we will have to wait for more specific information. Although the hardware is clearly downsized, this car, according to ONVO, will be equipped with highway and city NOA upon delivery. This makes me very curious about the self-driving capability of this L60. Can they really achieve a similar level to NIO NOP with less powerful hardware? Unlike NIO's grand vision, ONVO's expectations for this L60 are clearly more grounded. Compared to NIO's somewhat overkill technical capability and customer-centric service that only owners can truly appreciate, ONVO's current focus is on essentials of a family car: efficiency and space. And for ordinary consumers, this happens to be the most straightforward aspect. And let's not forget, as NIO walks into the mainstream family market with ONVO, its biggest ace, the battery swapping, becomes an even bigger one. Even if this L60, built on the NT 3.0 platform, can only swap batteries at 3rd-gen stations and later at 4th-gen stations that open to members of Battery Swapping Alliance, by the time they hit the market, there will be over 1,000 3rd-gen stations in China. For those who can't install home chargers, the battery swapping service, which is as convenient as refueling, will indeed be highly attractive. And I think, along with the better ergonomics, building quality, and energy consumption, it has the best shot to be a real Tesla killer.